The lady in red will be our last community leader today.
Thank you, and good afternoon, Senator.
Good afternoon.
I'm Barbara Anderson from Cleveland, Ohio.
Good.
I'm here representing the Empowering and Strengthening Ohio's People and National Training and Institute Center. Just like Iowa, in the 1990s, predatory lenders descended on my neighborhood of Slavic Village in Cleveland, Ohio. Some things aren't right, and other things ain't right. Predatory lending ain't right. We need a moratorium on adjustable rate mortgages. Families that used to sit in their homes around the kitchen table are now sitting around a steering wheel. Some children who should be in their beds at night are laying on the back seats of cars. Their closets are the trunks of those cars. And what should be a personal bathroom is now a bathroom in any public area. It ain't right.
It ain't right.
We need to save our families. In doing so, we must first save our neighborhoods. Neighborhoods that were once vibrant are now littered with abandoned, vacant, and stripped properties. It ain't right. I want to know what you're going to do to correct the situation. My question to you, Senator Obama, is that if you become president, will you put pressure on lenders to convert all adjustable rate mortgages to fixed rates? And secondly, what creative steps will you take to provide relief for these homeowners?
I'm going to make it right. The answer is yes, we are going to put pressure on banks and those who securitize these mortgages. So we got to track down everybody who's holding these mortgages now, because they've been sliced and diced and traded and sent to all kinds of places. So you don't even know sometimes who's got your mortgage. Right. We're going to round them all up, and we're going to get them around the table, and we're going to say, people who've been making their payments, people who've been doing the right thing, that you got into these mortgages oftentimes with deceptive practices and fraudulent practices, we are going to change that. And we're going to fine you to help some folks who've already lost your homes. So, so that's a strong commitment that I've already made. But understand that part of the reason we got into this was that we didn't have a government that was regulating these bodies in the first place. And we've got to have a federal government that says, you've got to fully disclose the interest rates that people are getting. You've got to explain to them what their payments are going to be. You've got to explain, if you're secretly stripping out the equity out of their homes, that that is not allowed. And I've got legislation I'm working on right now. It's called the Stop Fraud Act. I've already introduced it, that takes all these steps. Now, last point I want to make, because I only got 30 seconds. It's not just homes that we've got to now worry about. People have a lot of credit card debt that people have been induced to, sometimes just because they had a medical emergency. You've got bankruptcy laws that were set up by the credit card companies that make it harder for people to get out of some of these debts, even if it's in the case of medical emergencies. On Monday, I'm going to be announcing or releasing additional plans that deal directly with this issue so that ordinary people who've been struggling can get a little bit of relief.
Senator Obama, we want to thank you, sir, for joining us today. We have one last question. Last question, yes or no, little embellishment if you would like. If elected President of the United States, would you agree in your first 100 days to meet with a delegation of representatives from these various community organizations, the campaign for community values? Could they count on you in your first 100 days to sit down with them?
Yes, but let me even say, before I even get inaugurated, during the transition, we're going to be calling all of you in to help us shape the agenda. We're going to be having meetings all across the country with community organizations so that you have input into the agenda for the next presidency of the United States of America. Thank you, everybody. God bless you.
Thank you, Senator Barack Obama. Thank you to all of our community leaders. Woo! This has been wonderful. It has been my honor to be your moderator this afternoon.